Hello everyone, this is your unemployed chef. For today's video, we'll be doing two different recipes. I'll be making some sweet potato fries, and then I'll be making a fried mahi fish sandwich. So let's get started. First and foremost, get about one sweet potato or two, depending on how many fries you're going to eat. And actually, I've done a process called parboiling. Parboiling is just boiling your food ahead of time so that it can cook quicker. So I just parboiled or just boiled my sweet potato for 10 minutes, and then I peeled it. I have some onion slices very thinly, a couple leaves of lettuce, iceberg lettuce, one brioche bun, one slice of American cheese, one mahi filet. I lucked up on this one because most of my fillets, frozen fillets that I got in my bag, they were a lot longer. This just so happens to be a perfect, almost perfect square shape. You're going to need about 3 tablespoons of panko breadcrumbs. These breadcrumbs are actually Japanese style breadcrumbs. These are very good for if you're oven frying something. They have a very nice crispy texture without you having to fry the heck out of whatever food that you're cooking. But if you have regular breadcrumbs, that's fine. I'm just using those because I'm not deep frying. I prefer to pan fry most of my food. You're going to need a bowl of egg wash for the mahi so the breadcrumbs can stick. Some tartar sauce to top this fish sandwich with. Of course, my best friend garlic to flavor my fish. Some smoked paprika. And I would say everything I'm doing to taste. So by the end of the video, I should know about how much of everything I'm using. And of course, I will put everything in the description box below. Some black pepper for my fish and my sweet potato fries. Some cayenne pepper for my sweet potato fries. I'm not trying to make my fries overly sweet. I do want some kind of spice just to switch it up. That sort of thing. And of course, since I'm using a lot of spice, I'm going to be using a small amount of sugar just to help the fries caramelize just a little bit and just to help balance out the sweetness with the spiciness. Some olive oil to toss my fries in it so they can get nice and crispy, as well as to start pan frying my fish. And of course, blood pressure. So let's get started. You don't have to cut your sweet potato this way, but I'm going to do something called a julienne cut, aka a matchstick cut. And I'm just cutting off the ends right now. And this is so that my fries can have a nice uniform shape. You don't have to do it this way, but this is just the way I like to do it. I'm kind of a perfectionist. And then you're going to slice your sweet potato down lengthwise. And then you're going to cut from the sides. You can cut it into just wedges, but I'm just going to cut them like this. And you want to cut it approximately about 1/4 inch wide. If you cut them too thick, that's okay. Just know that they may take longer to cook. So about 1/4 inch. And then to make the process go quicker, I just stack my wedges up like this. And then I just slice down. So that one is a little too thin, but I'll just keep it that way. And then for these, cut like that. And I also have my oven preheating to 350. So if you don't boil or parboil your sweet potatoes ahead of time, it's just safe to assume that the temperature will be higher, maybe around 400 or a little over 400. I've seen a recipe where the oven was actually preheated to 450. So these are my julienned sweet potatoes. And now I'm just going to do the other side. And these are my potato fries. And now I'm going to toss them in some olive oil in my pan. So now I'm going to toss my fries in some olive oil. Like that. You can toss them with your hands. I just don't like getting my hands messy. I know chefs are supposed to get their hands messy, but I just don't feel like it today. But doesn't mean that the food won't come out good. And now I'm going to put just a little bit of paprika. Not a heavy coating. So right now I used about 1 tablespoon of olive oil. And about a teaspoon of paprika. Give them a toss. And then some black pepper. I would say that's about a teaspoon of black pepper. And then I would just say 1 shake of cayenne pepper. I'm going to let everybody share that portion of cayenne pepper. It says the Communist Republic of Seasoning, or just communism. And last but not least, some blood pressure. I don't want to go too hard. I can always salt it after it's done cooking, but just do about 1/4 teaspoon of salt. It's better to under-salt your food than it is to over-salt your food. And then I'm going to do about a 1/4 teaspoon of brown sugar, or just sugar. I don't want it to be super sweet, but I just want it to be balanced off by the heat. Okay, everyone is seasoned and happy. And you're going to want to space out your fries so they're not too close together. So if you could get your pan to look like this, that would be great. And now it's time to put them in the oven. I'm not going to have a set time for the fries. I'm just going to eye them. And what I'm looking for is for them to start developing like a brown color on them. That's just the sugars caramelizing on top of the fries. When that goes on, that's when I know that they will be ready. I guess I could just set my timer to about 20 minutes. I may need a little bit more, a little bit less. Timer on the clock. Let's go. All right. And as we wait for the fries to cook, I am going to start prepping my sandwich. While my fries are cooking, I'm actually going to save some time by seasoning my flour mixture and my egg wash. So I'm going to do about 2 shakes of cayenne pepper into my, did I say flour? Breadcrumb mixture. 2 shakes of cayenne pepper. I would say about a teaspoon of garlic powder. One teaspoon of black pepper. And I have a seasoning that I got on vacation one time, and it's called Everglades seasoning. This seasoning I use on my roasted potatoes or just any kind of cooked vegetable dish. And I will tell you, I'm not lying, this is like crack. I love using this. Maybe, maybe I use it so much because I am addicted to it, but I use this. I don't know if you could get it online, but this is very, very good. Just watch out, however, because this has a lot of salt in it. So I would advise to use this sparingly, I should say. So I'm just going to do maybe about a quarter teaspoon of the seasoning. Okay, and I'm going to mix everyone up. Some people season their meat and not the flour. I prefer to season the flour because sometimes in the cooking process, the seasoning in the flour could get, I guess, burned off or just washed away. And this just ensures that if the flour washes off, then at least the meat will have its own flavor, vice versa. And then for my egg wash, I'm going to do about a quarter teaspoon of black pepper. I believe in seasoning at every step of the process. And just a tiny bit of blood pressure. And voila, this is my sweet potato fry creations. And this is after 20 minutes at 350 degrees. Depending on your oven, it may take longer or shorter. As you can see, they have browned. And they smell so good. So my fries are done. And now it's time to get to my fish sandwich. So I have an oil selection in my pan that is about 3 to 4 tablespoons of olive oil. And my heat is on medium high heat. So it's 5 on my stove. I'm now going to get my fish ready and battered. And now it's battering time. So first I'm going to dip it in this egg wash that's seasoned. Get a good coating. Shake off the excess. And then I'm going to coat it in my breadcrumbs. Not a heavy coating. And make sure to get all sides. Now you could just leave it at this step, or you can dip it back into the egg wash again to give it a double coating, and it's supposed to help it get even crispier in the pan. So now I'm going to need some more breadcrumbs. Alrighty. So my fish is double coated now, and I think I hear my oil popping. Alright. It's definitely hot. And now it's time to fry my fish. Now this isn't a deep fry, it's a pan fry, so it won't fry as hard as a deep fry. And what I'm looking for is for the fish to fry to a golden brown. And I'm actually going to have this be turned up to a 6. And I'll give this side about, let's make it 5 to 6 minutes. So I'll start at 6 at the highest time. And I'll just watch it. Just double checking my beautiful fries. I'm just driving the point home. Once you see this browning on the fries, that's a good indication that they're done. I'm going to check my fish now. It's only at the halfway point, but it's okay to check. And it's golden brown. So 5 minutes is enough. Okay, I'm just checking my fish again. Okay, that's pretty good. Look at that juicy flesh. So, you don't have to do this step, but if you want, I prefer, I guess it used to be the times when I used to eat McDonald's and I would get their filet of fish sandwich. I always loved how soft the bun was. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to try to somewhat steam the bun in the microwave, and I'm going to sprinkle just a little bit of water on my bun, and I'm just going to heat it up for about 15 seconds. Don't overheat your bun in the microwave. Bread does not deal well with being in a microwave environment. Bread's safe space is really the oven, but we need to take it out of its comfort zone. So I sprinkled some water on it, and now I'm going to put it in the microwave for 15 seconds. And this is only after 15 seconds, folks. Nice and pliable. And now it's ready to be dressed up. I'm going to first start with my cheese. I'm going to put it on the bottom of my bun. And I ripped it. So I prefer my cheese to be either melted on my sandwiches or be put at room temperature like this. I just think this texture is better in this case. So just room temperature. Then I'm going to place my fish fillet on top. Wow, that just fits so perfectly. Lettuce. Oops. Then my onions. Onions are optional. A thin layer of tartar sauce on my top bun. And there you have it, folks. This is my fried mahi fish sandwich with my sweet potato fries. I hope everyone enjoyed this video today. And please leave your likes, comments. Please share. Complain if you want to. I would like to know if you've tried this recipe or any of the recipes that I've done so far, and if so, that you like them or not. And always chase that yum.